For our pork and mushroom creamy take on stroganoff, we need to have about 600 grams of pork tenderloin. Now we just buy this one, you can pick it up from Asda, it's about £3.80 and it's a bit more than 600 grams and 750 in that one. And you need 400 grams of sliced mushrooms, so big tub of sliced mushrooms, 400 grams, 2 garlic cloves, and we're going to just either put them in a garlic chopper or chop them very finely. 1 large onion sliced. I'm using a red onion, but you're welcome to use a white onion as well. It should be a large white onion actually, but I've got none, so I'm going to just improvise and using red today. And we need a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 125 ml of reduced fat sour cream, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and 2 tablespoons of finely chopped parsley, which I haven't got at the moment. And we're going to cook that with some brown rice, and I'm going to add some tender stem broccoli with mine as well. And we also need a half a stock cube and 100 millilitres of boiling water. Rice is on boiling and that'll take about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how soft you like your rice. Frying pan here, just going to spray it with some low calorie spray. I use the light fry, it's good. And you can chop your onions as small or as big as you want. I've tried to chop mine a bit bigger today just because my son's been a bit of a moaner, and it will be easier to get them out if I want to take them out for him, hopefully. So we're just going to fry off our onions on a medium to high heat for about 5 to 6 minutes. Now we should be using chopped white onion, and we'll have to wait till it's very soft and translucent. Your red onion will not go so translucent, obviously, because it's red, but it'll still take about 5 to 6 minutes. Just leave that in the pan for 5 or 6 minutes, and while that's in the pan, we're just going to chop our mushrooms into thin slices. Okay, so your mushrooms are going to be added now, and the onions are looking nice and soft and cooked through. If you're using white ones, they'll be translucent. If your onions did start to stick, you just add a little splash of water out the kettle, and that'll be fine. So we're going to pour all of our mushrooms in now, and we're going to leave them for another 5 or 6 minutes. Oh, I wish I'd used my other new pan actually. Leave them for another 5 or 6 minutes and cooking off nicely. While they're cooking off, we can go and start to cut our tenderloin up into slices. Okay, so you can either cut your pork into cubes if you want to, but I'm using tenderloin, so I'm going to cut mine into about 1 centimetre thick slices. I think this is just a bit skin, so it should just render down by the time we cook it. If there's too much, you can just cut some of it off. If you're anything like me, because I don't like to see any fat on my meat whatsoever. But I think that'll just render down, it's not a lot on it, to be fair. There you go. And while we're here, we may as well just move them out the side a bit. And in fact, I'm just going to put mine in my bowl out the road, and then we can mince or chop the garlic. Want to do our garlic now. I'll give you a little tip to get the skin off easily. You can either cut the bottoms off and soak it in some hot water, or just give it a slight little press down with the blank flat bit of your knife, and that'll enable the whole skin to just peel off easily. I've got a little mini grater here, rather than chop mine, I'm just going to use this and grate it. Cool little tool this. I think I got it off Wish or somewhere. That's them both done. I'll just get the extra off. And get it off the bottom. There we go. And that's that done. Because next we're going to got our crate ready, got this ready. We're going to check on our mushrooms, and then we're going to add our pork and cook that till it's cooked. Okay, so we're just checking our mushrooms and they're doing nicely. Give them a little bit stir around, make sure they're not sticking. And then we're just going to have a little space because I want to add our pork in now to cook. And we're just going to cook that for about 5 or 6 minutes till it starts to cook through a bit. Maybe 4 or 5 minutes. So it's nice and browned on each side. I'm going to just leave that to cook for a little while. Now just turn it up a little bit, and then we'll cook it on both sides and make sure it's cooked through. Okay, so the pork's cooking away nicely. We're just going to give it a little turn over. Mind your fingers. It's better to use a fork. Turn them over, brown them on the other side, make sure they're cooking through nicely. Okay, we're just going to add in 100ml of stock. And now's the time to put in your sliced or crushed garlic. And a teaspoon of your smoked paprika. A teaspoon of smoked paprika. Then give that a little stir. And then I'm just going to leave that for about another few minutes until the meat cooks through. Just wait till the meat cooks through another few minutes. Okay, so the pork should be cooked now. If you're unsure, just chop one in half and have a look, but it will be cooked now, as long as your juices are running clear. Okay, so we're going to add in our sour cream. And I think that was 125ml of sour cream. Yeah, 125ml of reduced fat sour cream. So in that goes, to make it nice and creamy. And we'll also add in a nice good tablespoon of Dijon mustard. So nice thick tablespoon there, because I like it. Heaped of Dijon mustard to give it a nice bit of flavour. And then if we can give that all a nice stir. The reduced fat sour cream means we get the lovely creamy texture without all the calories. You could also use some reduced fat cream cheese. nice big stir. I'm just going to leave that for a couple of minutes. I've got my vegetables on at the moment and they'll only take a couple of minutes. So we like them quite hardish al dente, and the rice should be just about cooked now. So while that's just getting to know each other, getting all mixed together, I've just got it on a nice medium heat, and I'm just going to start to sieve the rice. Okay, so that should be done. Just season it with salt and pepper to taste, and that'll be ready to serve up. And it should be nice and creamy, but don't do yourself a taste just to make sure. Okay, so we serving ours with rice and some nice veg, some nice bit of colour in it, and some lovely steak slices on there, lots of your mushroom sauce and onions, and that hopefully